Ladies and gentlemen, the CWL Dallas Open has come and gone, and my goodness, what an event it truly was. Before we get into anything, if you haven't watched it yet, or for some reason you don't know who won and you don't want to be spoiled, we're going to talk about it in this video. So stop friggin' watching.
Yes, I would recommend that. And just to give clarification, we just got back late last night.
Yeah.
This will be a very high-level discussion over the event. We casted on Alpha. I have not seen every single match. I have not had time to watch every single VOD. We just want to talk about high-level overall event and chat through stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. And first off, before anything, awesome event. I have to personally say, great stuff to all the MLG staff and everyone we work with and CWL team on getting through everything that happened.
From event staff, production staff, league ops, every single
2 thumbs up.
Like nightmare type scenario that could have happened sort of happened from a scheduling standpoint, and we got through it. So
got through it, man. Oh man, was it a great show from top to bottom. The open bracket, just to quickly touch on that, I mean, we knew how stacked it was. Some teams don't have the best performances out of there. Era already announced a change.
Yeah,
Havoc no
Era
longer
lost to like a Spanish team, didn't they?
Something like that. But Era no longer with Havoc after their poor performance in the open bracket. Announced he's no longer on the roster.
Okay.
They're a team of 3: Proofy, Dito, and Rallied. Another team that really struggled, Akila's team, Underworld. I believe they forfeit their final match because Fears was like late.
That's what I heard. Fears didn't show up, but Fears was late. He had some interesting tweets throughout the weekend that I read.
But that was about every bit of Fears
we saw. That's all I saw was his couple tweets.
So they had a rough time. We know some of the teams that kind of impressed from the open bracket at least got farther than I probably would have thought. Were the 2 Spanish teams, Heretics and Giants. They actually, I believe, they basically team killed each other. In like losers round 7, which sucks, but we're always happy to see the French as well as the Spanish rosters do well. The other countries in Europe outside the UK
and outside of Europe, I mean, Mindfreak made a much deeper run than I thought they were going to.
We were cooking Mindfreak on broadcast Saturday because literally 3 Spoons and Maven could have won. Like if you put Spoons with a controller,
well, they haven't had any success since Ghost really for the most part. So nice to see them make a relatively deep run. Well, deep run for them. I was surprised to see Shock say something along the lines like, "I'm done traveling these events if we don't get better finishes." I'm like, I thought that finish was pretty damn good for you. But I don't know. I came in with the mindset there were 3 teams I had question marks over, right? Most of them open bracket. Well, not no, but it was like Ghost, FaZe, and TK. I think I had question marks. I was super wrong on 2, and Ghost pretty accurate, I guess. But no, man, for open bracket teams that really made deep run, I just wanted to bring FaZe, man.
FaZe and Equifox.
FaZe, we're sorry.
I'm sorry, FaZe. Listen,
I said in our last video I thought ALG had a better chance of getting out of pole play than FaZe. They both did, so. There's that, but
FaZe were probably one of the top 3 most impressive teams of the weekend for me. They didn't lose a single CTF, 9-0 in CTF.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, like typically we always talk about how online results almost always match LAN results.
Yep.
That's the reason I kind of started to fall off on them big time, but there are always a couple outliers. So you talk about the outliers here, FaZe, definitely probably the biggest outliers for doing well, and then I guess on the reverse spectrum, maybe LG.
Yep.
But yeah, I kept having faith. I tweeted Tommy after like the second 2K. I'm like, I believe, and the third one happens, and the fourth, I'm like, all right, fuck. It's like I give up. I've lost faith. But they did it, man.
They did it. They did it. They made it on through.
And Replays was a beast too.
Replays had one of the best events I've ever seen him have ever.
I think he had.
Not just.
For this 6th or 7th best KD, and I think KD will maybe be a little less important in this game, perhaps, but still important.
FaZe were the best CTF team this past weekend. They had 23 caps
and
4 against in 9 games. Are you kidding me? That is absurd numbers. Like a 1.22 team KD in that game mode. Happy to see the FaZe team do well. Let's talk about Equifox.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked there.
No.
Too many people had told me that they deserved to be in tool play, that they were so good at hardpoint, that Saints and Gunless were among the best subs. Not surprised.
No.
That didn't shock me whatsoever.
And they go big, and then you also mentioned, Ghost Gaming, who, when we kind of look at teams in pools.
They were 0-9 or 1-9 in maps.
I mean, Ghosts were abysmal.
The only map I think they won was the 0-5 comeback against DG in Search.
Yeah.
That might have been like the only
in pools. I don't know when they got in the champ bracket what they did.
Oh, I don't either. And again, this is.
But I think they bowed out right away.
Yeah, we can't. We try to follow everything. It's just not possible. There's like 3 different streams we're watching, and then we're prepping for our match that we're going to cast in alpha. So I actually, funny enough, it's like I'm proud of FaZe. I didn't cast a single FaZe match. I watched a little bit when I was getting ready for other matches, but I didn't cast a single one.
Yeah, I don't know if I did either.
So it's like I just
events are a blur for me. Dude.
Oh, I know.
I couldn't even tell you who was in the finals. I know who was in the finals.
But I'm trying to think of anything else from open brackets we're starting there that really startled me. I think we touched on most of it.
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job of covering open.
Well, to give, I don't think he finished where he wanted to, but I know Marky B and I were going back and forth arguing about if he'd get out of open, and I didn't have a ton of faith in the team, just since Gunchy hadn't played so long, but Marky was really, really confident, and honestly, they probably would have made pool play if they hadn't run into Echo Fox. I mean, but that's the reason I think they get out of it. I mean, they played some Echo Fox and FaZe in there, but they made a relatively deep run as well.
I remember you said you made a pretty ridiculous bet with him, which we can't repeat on camera.
Yeah, I did. So I was right.
But you were right, so you don't have to do that ridiculous bet, but still, they got pretty far.
Yeah, they did.
So definitely some talent there. We know teams that majorly got help because of that in the Pro Point race in Europe. Marky B's team, one of them getting that far. Also, FaZe, a huge jump from getting 4 top 32s in the 2Ks to now getting, 3rd at this event. That was big for them.
Yeah, they should be okay. I mean, they don't
3rd or 4th.
They don't have to play 2Ks if they don't want to.
Yeah, no, they're
or going 2Ks as well, but
2Ks you absolutely.
Yeah, I mean GBs they probably don't have to.
But yeah, looking good now. Our FaZe in the Pro Point battle. Another team that kind of had its ups and downs for sure was Envy. Slasher was the #1 KD, I think, of the whole weekend, like a 1.31, like absolute beast. But even Hoop was kind of his own biggest critic, said he did not have a good.
No, and we've talked about. I think I've mentioned this every video. It's like I still firmly believe Envy will be in the conversation throughout the year as like a team to rival the top squads. I just knew it wouldn't happen right away. It just wasn't. Hoop just switched over. Young players. They just came together. I knew the first event would.
You're thinking NOLA. We see it better.
Yeah, no, I think it just gets better and better, personally. Unless, I mean, they have another bad event, it's a catastrophe, they break up. But if they stick together, I firmly believe they will be very good.
A player that actually had an abysmal event was General from E6. It was being spoken about on the Reddit. One of his worst KDs that everyone's ever seen from him, and a lot of it came due in part to running the SMG.
And that's when you took a look at the top KDs. I mean, they were very heavily the AR players on the team. And has that happened in past titles? Sure. And maybe it's just because it's early in the year, but I think it's just a lot harder for subs to post a top KD. I mean, even Scump was like right around even. I mean, there was a whole thread saying he was negative. I think he ended up being like 1.02 or something. But it's just, will there get to a point where maybe a 1-2 comes out of a sub player at an event? Maybe, but I wasn't shocked to see them struggle. I mean, that's been the complaint online right now, is how powerful the FG is.
Yeah. And
with people not knowing timings as well and positioning for subs, I'm not shocked. I mean, is it on general? Did he have a bad tournament? Maybe, sure he could have, but I'm not shocked his KD was lower than usual.
One thing I really liked from the weekend too was the sniper use in S&D. It felt nice to, have snipers in play. It wasn't something where because there's no overkill, snipers just were useless. I think it was a good testament to kind of where the current balance is right now. Also, the teams that played better, I think, did a better. The top teams did a better job of using tacticals to their advantage. TK, I think, was the best team of the weekend. Optic was great at it as well, with the smokes and stuns, especially in hardpoint. It was really interesting to see. I think it's only going to be developed on more.
I think the thing that stood out to me the most were streaks.
Fighter pilot.
Teams actually, and teams that just actually earn the streaks and teams that then use them effectively. Now, will there be a change maybe down the road? I think there probably should be. I don't make those calls, but it was like, I thought that was the reason. So, in the past, Optic has been a team that, even when they make mistakes, they've had enough raw skill to kind of make up for it. So I thought even in this game, if they made rotation mistakes, even though it might punish you more, they'll be fine. But some of the matches they lost, they were just getting streaked. I mean, think about that search round against TK, where you look at TK, they had 6 streaks. They dropped
2 rounds,
Yeah, it's just they were putting themselves in spots where they weren't getting outslayed that heavily, but they were giving up so many streaks that it was becoming unwinnable. Which I guess I thought work in their favor with streaks being so powerful, but at least in the games they lost, like they were just getting streaked to death and giving up early and often.
No, it was wild, man. It was also super interesting now that kind of mollies were out, the difference we're seeing in some people's highest tiered streak, whether it's mortar, artillery, flamethrower. We're going to start to see, I think, more and more of that developed on.
Like, you just swap all 3 of those with fighter pilot.
Yeah, right? It's just one of those things where, you know, you look at it and mortar's better at a quick kind of retake where you drop it in 3 power positions, they land and you push in right after. Artillery's better at holding down a certain area or a bomb site after a plant. And then you look at flamethrower, and that's just incredible in hardpoint, especially on a map like St. Marie in that first hill or that winery hardpoint. There's so many different areas of change there. The last couple things I want to talk about on the video are the top 2 teams.
Yeah,
Splice
top teams,
and TK. The 2 teams that finish atop. Splice first. Tommy is unbelievable.
Okay, so this is as much as I think online COD transfers to LAN COD, but it has a couple outliers. I feel the same way about going from jetpacks to boots. I think for the most part, if you are a good player, you're going to stay about the same. But there are those outliers where people are either going to get worse or going to get better.
Yeah.
I mean, Tommy, for me, not that he was a bad player last year, but he would struggle against top teams sometimes. He was shredding.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it too comes into the trust in his teammates. I mean, last year for me, Sonny B felt like a weakness on that squad. You'd have up and down games from the Twins. Tommy obviously had his fair share of struggles. Now he's back with veterans around him. Jerd has a beast weekend.
I mean, everyone's saying that's like the best they've seen Jerd play in ages.
Don't sleep on Splice. Don't sleep on Splice at all. And
somebody asked me, I've been asked a couple times, like, I think it was in Swanee's chat yesterday. Basically, do you ask me if I think Splice belongs to be in conversation top teams in the game? That's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
Yes. They haven't been a top EU team for a long time now. They've been a top team in the world.
Yep.
Do I think they'll win an event this year? That's still just the should they? I don't know if should they is the right word. Can they? Are they capable? Yes. Yeah. Will they? We are in a very competitive period of Call of Duty. There are just so many teams capable of winning tournaments.
And don't forget, I mean, they did bring TK to a Game 5 in that Grand Finals. And kind of the last thing we'll touch on is TK. My goodness.
All right.
Is Chino good? Is Kenny good? They're freaks right now.
I have to apologize to Team Caliber as well because, all right, let me just kind of run through my thought process with this. One, well, they just were unproven coming in. You had some young talents.
Yep.
I know Kenny's been around since back in the AW days, but still I haven't really seen him on this type of stage. So I had some doubts there. Then even after Friday and Saturday, I still did, because if you don't know, I don't want to go into the issues at the event really, but mid-series for Red Reserve. I think Red Reserve's about to beat them 3-1 on the game for Hardpoint. Red Reserve had some lead around 40, and according to Rated and Company, thought they were in control. So they're about to win. Everything happens, and we have to evacuate. We come back in, and TK then ends up winning the game 4, winning the game 5. So they get blessed a little bit and win that series. Then in the Rise series, Rise is up like 100 in the game 1. They don't change their streaks, and you had what, a UAV get used.
Yep.
So by the end of pool play, I'm still thinking like,
okay,
yes, TK looked good, but some shit's going their way. Sunday, I was like, all right, fine. I give in. Like midway through Sunday, I was like, they are just that good.
I think TK deserved to win.
100%.
Strictly based off of their use of the map vetoing. The fact that they knew everyone was going to love London Docks, and they did, you know what? Let's make sure any series we play has... They did not play London Docks once this weekend.
No.
And it was the smartest thing of any team by far.
They were amazing. And that, I don't want to make my thought process think I don't, or make it sound like I don't think they deserved it. Not at all. I'm just trying to say, like, it took me a little while to get there, until like midday Sunday. But it was little things like accuracy, running advanced rifling instead of quick draw, which we didn't see many players do.
Yep.
The way that I guess the 3 of them would play quite slow at times and just let Kenny go loose. I don't know. Even they didn't seem to make a lot of mistakes to me. Like they're really solid.
Also their use of tacticals, especially on like Ardent Forest, S&D on offense, taking mid-street control.
Offense alone on multiple maps, like we saw a lot of teams will like get something they like to do and they just kind of keep doing it. Like we saw them on offense mix it up so much on multiple maps. It was just fun.
And also having that individual play style, knowing exactly what you're going to get. Accuracy, very, very slow AR. And what they let is, Cheeto in theory, you guys get near the hard point. Kenny, you literally just sprint around and kill everything. That's it. If you go look at Kenny's hard point time, especially in like that St. Marie in the Grand Finals, he had 5 seconds of hill time.
Yeah.
And was just killing everything. It was awesome to watch.
They remind me a little bit, I know maybe the whole chip on your shoulder thing can be overvalued, but I still think it's very meaningful. And they reminded me a little bit of United last year, where United performs really well online. Everyone's like, oh, it's not going to transfer over to line on the LAN. I know these guys had more well-established names, but I know for me at least, I still was a doubter a little bit going in. I think that did play into it a little bit. I think people didn't believe in him, and they came in and basically did what United did, just come to like, yeah, we're here to stay. So do you think we'll see Team Caliber like fall off?
No.
Well, do I think other teams are going to catch up? Because
yes.
I did feel like they're a little bit, I don't want to say ahead of the meta, but just a little bit ahead at this point maybe. I don't know if it was time played or just they're smarter, whatever it is. They felt a little bit ahead. I think some teams will catch up, but I don't see why they won't be competing in the top 3 or 4 throughout the year. At least that's from what I saw.
It's lit, fam. It's lit. Dallas was awesome. Cannot wait for New Orleans. Be sure to leave a like on this video, man. The Jack and Maven showdowns. Baby.
We're back.
We back,
I
man.
just threw up.
All right, well, Clint goes and takes care of himself. We're going to end the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you all next time.